Alright, let's take a look to how this video rendering happens. One of my favorite movie directors of all time that goes by the name of Stanley Kubrick once said that he sees life at 24 frames per second. Oh, that's very interesting. What does it seem? What does it mean, and what is a frame first, and what does it mean 24 frames per second? So let's define what is a frame. Let's imagine a 1 second video where you would just see a beautiful dog going from the left corner of the screen to the right corner of the screen. Well, sorry to blame your magic on here, but the way cinemas worked is basically just a successions of image. So you would have the dog here, 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 and so on till it's all the way to the right of the screen, and 24 image per second the dog would move to the right. Well, frame is basically just the state of what you are seeing. So every frame, so let's say frame 1, you have the dog there, frame 2 there, 3, 4, and so on, right? So your brain does not really works like this. The way you see a video is basically those images, frame, single images, and your brain does not perceive it as image. Well, the brain sees it as image, but the way the brain works is for a 1 second video, you would have all of these frames being put one after the other so quickly that you would perceive it as a video. But at its very core, 24 frames per second, basically just 1 second of video that is being result as 24 image print on the screen, right? So you have 24 image per second being print on the screen, which would normally fit in the dynamic of the video you are watching. Now let's take a look to another use case. Sometimes you would hear a lot of people being like, I prefer to use like computers to generate those movements and stuff. Well, it happens that 24 frames per second your camera is capturing it, so every second your camera is taking like 24 pictures and putting it inside of 1 second of videos. Computers are also very good. The way video games work, for example, is every second, sometimes it's not 24 but 60 frames per second inside of the video, you would have just a software running 24 times a second, running a totally render state of what you are seeing. Let's say you have a character, let's say Mario, sorry, I'm not very good with that, but let's say your character is moving from this point to this point over there, right? So, and this is in 1 second. Well, the way video games are built is basically every second you would have the movement from this state to this state being basically rendered as 60 image. So you would have a picture of the character there, a picture of there, 60 times every second, and your brain would perceive it as the character moving from there to there in a fluid way. But that's because your brain is not quick enough to catch all subtleties of all of those images. That's how video rendering works.